Arjuna, who was a champion of the champion, he is asking Krishna, "Oh Krishna, I cannot control my mind because chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadrudam tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkritam." I can control the whirling wind, but Krishna, I cannot control my mind. Please help me. Warm welcome to everyone and namaste. Today we are going to discuss yet another interesting topic, and that is for students. Yes, you may be thinking, so this episode is only for students? Now the question is, who is a student? Everyone, all of us, from the time we are born until we die, we all are students. Because there is a chance for all of us to keep learning. So if you have stopped learning means it is almost like we are dying. So it is important that in every stage of our life, we keep learning. We keep learning from teachers, we keep learning from parents, we keep learning from friends, and even we keep learning from our children. Even they may be from younger generation, but they may teach us so many lessons. That is why I say mind and parachute both works in a similar fashion. How? Mind and parachute both works only when both are open. So similarly, we need to keep our mind open so that we can learn a lot of lessons in our life. So this particular 5 qualifications of student is discussed in Subhashita. So Subhashita is a book which contains a lot of information, wonderful shlokas which is useful for our daily life. So one of this verse especially meant for students is this. So this verse says, Kaak, cheshta, bako, dhyanam, Shwan, nindra, tathaiwa, alpahari, grihtyaagi, Vidyarthi, pancha, lakshnam. So these are the 5 lakshana or 5 qualities of a student. So we will go one by one and try to understand little deeper. So the first point what this Subhashita is saying is Kaak, cheshta. This is the first qualification of a student. What is this Kaak, cheshta? So in Sanskrit, Kaka means crow and cheshta means its perseverance, the constant trying. So the crow doesn't give up just like that. And definitely all of us have heard the story of crow drinking water from a pot, right? So crow doesn't get the water, so it puts stones and slowly the level of water raises, then the crow drinks the water and goes off. So similarly, in our life there has to be constant perseverance. So continuous endeavor. So the moment we give up, actually we are out of the race. So it is very important that whatever we want to achieve, constantly, continuously, we should keep on trying and trying and trying. That's why the saying goes, try until you die. So otherwise we can't achieve success. So that is the point here. Kaak, cheshta means continuously, consistently, we have to keep trying to get success. So I say there are 3 kinds of people in this world. So let us go in a descending order. So there are 3rd class people, 2nd class people and 1st class people. And what is the characteristic of a 3rd class people? So 3rd class people are those, because of fear of failure, they don't even start any work. So the 3rd class people, they think, oh, if I do this, oh, then what if I fail? So I have to invest. Somebody comes and gives them the idea. So you want to make money, do this business. You have to invest this much money. So they think, I invest this money and what if I fail? And because of fear of failure, they don't even start the work. But people who are courageous, they invest money, they may fail or they may succeed. Even if they fail, they continue to do that until they get success. So this is the characteristic of a 3rd class person. Because of fear of failure, they don't even start any work. And there are 2nd class of people. So 2nd class of people are those who start something, goes on and on and on for some time, face difficulties and they give up. Friends, most of us, we fall in this category. What is this category? So in this category, our 2nd class people are those, we start something, go on and on and on for some time, we face so many difficulty and we become fearful and finally we give it up. So this is second class people. And what is the first class people? What is their characteristic? So the first class people are those who start something, goes on and on and on and on, face innumerable difficulties, but they don't give up. That is the characteristic of first class people. What do? They don't give up whatever may come in their path. That was one time some enemies attacked and they stole something and they went back. So it was Shivaji Maharaj. All of you know, the Maratha king. So Shivaji Maharaj was there. He said, now I'll go and find these enemies and send them to the abode of death. And people said, Maharaj, how can you find the path? So Shivaji Maharaj made a beautiful statement. He said, if there is a path, I will find it. If there is no path, I will make it. So this is the first class people's attitude. They are not fearful. They are very courageous people. So that is why there is a beautiful English statement which says, a winner never quits, a quitter never wins. So if somebody wants to win, they should not quit. The moment you quit means you have lost. So a quitter never wins. A person who keeps on quitting, there is no chance for him to win. But for a person who is keep on trying and trying and trying, one day there is a hope. One day there is a hope for his success. But for a person who is quitting every time, for him there is no hope. Because he is quitting. He is not even trying to continue his efforts. That is the point here. So there is a beautiful verse in Bhagavad Gita, that is Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter 34th verse. It says, Arjuna is in the battlefield and Arjuna becomes very bewildered. And Arjuna asks this question to Krishna, but more than Arjuna, I think all of us, we have the problem with this. So Arjuna asks, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadridam tasyaham nigraham manye vayor iva sudushkaram. Very beautiful and very important verse. So what is Arjuna saying? Arjuna is saying, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. My mind is very chanchal, very flickering. I think all of us, we can relate to this point. So Arjuna, he is saying that my mind is too flickering. I can't handle my mind. Very difficult to control my mind, Krishna. Why? Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadrudam. It is very strong. Drudam, very obstinate. Mind always wants to do. Mind always says, I want what I want, where I want, when I want, how I want. This is what mind pushes us to do wrong things. Krishna, very difficult to control my mind. Pramati balavadridam tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. Arjuna is giving such an example. It is really mind-blowing. So Arjuna is saying, oh Krishna, you ask me to control this whirling wind. I can control with my power, but I can't control my mind. This is what Arjuna is saying. And what about us? So Arjuna was not an ordinary person. He was very intelligent, very civilized. He was a champion of the champion. And Arjuna, who is a dearmost friend and devotee of Krishna, he is saying that my mind I can't control. So it's interesting that mind always wants what it does not have. And mind always wants what it cannot afford. Two things. Mind always wants what it does not have. Mind always wants what it cannot afford. I'll give you a simple example. So in my life, I think all of us might have experienced this. When I was a small boy, just school going, at that time I was thinking, many of my friends, they have bicycle. I should also have. And I used to ask my parents, please give me a cycle. So much of what we call hata, means adamancy to get the cycle, because I did not have it. Then finally during my high school, I got cycle. So then I started using cycle. I was happy for some time. Then I saw my friends buying these small mopeds. At that time, TVS scooters, small mopeds were there. So then I was thinking, I did not have that, so mind wants that now. So I was asking and crying for moped, and after some time when I started working, I got moped. I was very happy. How long? For short time. Then I saw many of my friends buying a car. So then I thought I should have a Maruti car. So then I bought a Maruti car. So then everyone started saying Maruti car is very small. You should have bigger car. So then Swift Desire, like that, Honda City, like that keeps on, desires keeps on going. Why? Because this is the swabhava, nature of the mind. So mind always wants what it does not have and what it cannot afford. So one time I was driving and there was a big hoarding. If you observe all these advertisements, what we see on the road or in the TV, so these advertisements, they don't sell the product directly. They hit our psychology. They hit the psychology and then they try to sell their product. Like for example, there was a big hoarding of some car and there was a big huge caption title they had written. They said, if you are a man, buy this car. It's quite interesting, right? So here they are hitting the psychology. If a husband and wife they are going, if wife sees that, so wife doesn't have to tell that buy a car. She has to just tell husband, did you see the advertisement? Then it is understood. So like that, there are so many, just do it. So we don't, scripture say we should not just do it. We should think properly, analyze the situation. Then only we should do. Just doing it will end up in failures. So here Arjuna is saying, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadrudam. I can control the whirling vayu. I can control the whirling wind, but I cannot control my mind. Krishna, please help me. I think all of us can relate to this point, right? Our mind is also something like this. So then Krishna gives amazing answer. So Krishna speaks in 6th chapter 35th verse. Next verse, he says, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Asamshayam Mahabaho Mano Durnigraham Chalam Abhyasena tu kaunteya Vairagyena cha grihyate. So what Krishna is saying, Arjuna said, mind very difficult to control, please help me. Krishna did not say, it is very easy to control the mind, come, I will teach you. Krishna did not say that. You know what Krishna said? Asamshayam Mahabaho. No doubt, no samshaya, no doubt. Arjuna, what you are saying is 100% correct. Asamshayam Mahabaho. Mano durnigraham chalam. And this mind, very, very difficult to control. Who is saying? Krishna is saying. So, first two sentences, Krishna approves or acknowledges Arjuna's understanding about the mind. Asamshay Mahabaho Mano Durnigraham Chalam. Very difficult to control the mind. But I will give you a solution, don't worry. So, we need to go to the next two sentences. So, Krishna says, Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. So, two things you have to do, Arjuna. First thing, abhyasa, practice. So, that is what the first quality of a student is, kaka cheshta, meaning practice. So, now I am connecting from kaka cheshta, continuous perseverance, to Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter 34th and 35th verse. So, Krishna is saying, yes, it is understood that mind we cannot control, but by practice you can control the mind. By vairagya, not being attached to anything, we can actually control the mind. So, these two things, abhyasa and vairagya, practice and detachment. So, we should do things in a detached way, because the more we expect in this world, the more we suffer. Like a boy marries a girl and boy expects so many things from the wife. You know how much this husband will suffer? His suffering is directly proportional to his expectations. And how much wife will suffer? She will also suffer. Her suffering is also directly proportional to how much she is expecting from the husband. So both husband and wife, they are expecting so much, and that much they will suffer. If there is no expectation, if there is a feeling of service, I need to serve my wife, I need to serve my husband. If both of them, they want to serve each other and help each other to grow, get maturity, get wisdom, so then without much expectation, yes, basic expectations are there, but if they are not able to fulfill it, then we should not feel bad. We should go on in our life. So this practice and vairagya, is very important. Only by practice we can achieve success. So there is a beautiful story in Mahabharata about Arjuna. One time everyone glorifies Arjuna because of his expertise in Dhanurvidya. Arjuna did not become a champion in Dhanurvidya just like that. Arjuna practiced. Day in, day out he was practicing. So whenever all the students would practice, and whenever there is a lunch time, they would immediately run. As soon as they hear the bell, turn, immediately they would run for, now it's a lunch time. But Arjuna was so absorbed in practicing. Every time, every minute he was practicing. And people would plead. They would actually come and request Arjuna, Arjuna, stop practicing. Please come. Please have food. You need energy. And after somebody forces him, then only Arjuna would come. Otherwise he was so absorbed in his practice. One day, it was almost like dawn. Sun has set. So now Arjuna came back. Because it was night, he cannot practice. So he came back and he had not eaten anything. So in the Gurukul they said, please sit for dinner. So he sat, and at that time, yes, there was no electricity, no electric bulb. So Arjuna was having his dinner with the help of a lamp. There was a lamp and Arjuna was having his dinner and plate in front of him. And suddenly there was a wind. And the lamp went off. And now it was a pitch dark inside the kitchen area or dining area. You know what happened? All the students who were having dinner, they continued the dinner even without the light. I think we also have experienced, right? We are having, the plate is in our hand, we are having food and there is no light. And I know where is the food, my hands will go wherever it is there, and I eat and I finish the dinner. And all students finished their dinner. They said, now it's time for me to rest. They were going. But this incident made Arjuna think a lot. You know what? Everyone thought, even there is no light, it's okay, we had, now we'll go and rest. But when Arjuna experienced the same situation which all other students also underwent, but Arjuna got a sakshatkar or realization. You know what? Arjuna thought, if I can eat without light, I can even practice without light. So from that day onwards, Arjuna went out even during the night to practice. This is the quality of a student. Students who are sincere students who want to learn something, they are always after learning. They don't mind the external situations. They are focused on what they have to do. So Arjuna was a champion of the champion, not just like that. He practiced, he paid the price for that. So that is why Arjuna is Arjuna. So this is the first quality, that is Kaaka cheshta. Now we will go to the second quality. So what is the second quality of a student? It is bako dhyanam. It's quite interesting. What is bako dhyanam? So baka is crane and dhyanam means its concentration. So if you have seen baka or crane, how it catches the fish, it's quite interesting. Please go to YouTube and search. We should actually see this video. So now crane, when it comes on the water, it doesn't just go and take the fish. So crane comes on the water, it just absorbs with heavy concentration. It is just observing, and it sees how the fish is moving, where fish is going, everything the crane is observing. So then it focuses and concentrates on one particular fish, just observing. Then the fish is moving, then suddenly crane, immediately it puts his beak. When crane tries means it is not a failure, it catches the fish. So the point here is that dhyana, that concentration is very much required. So this kind of concentration is required in a student life. What is that? That focus, that concentration. If you do not have that kind of concentration, then easily we get deviated. Because there are so many friends, I have seen, experienced it, all of us have gone through this student life. So now sometimes we get a lot of inspiration, we open the book and we are studying. And suddenly a friend comes, he knocks the door. What? There is a new movie released, please come, we'll go and watch. And that is my favorite hero's movie. Then I say, no, I want to study. So the friend gives a wonderful logic that, yes, you study, I also want to study. We'll go, this movie is for 2.5 hours, 3 hours max. We'll go and come back immediately. So as soon as we go and come back, then immediately we sit and study. So this movie, very famous, like some movie, Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, for example. Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, very interesting movies. Come, let us go. So then mind starts analyzing what to do. And he's saying just 3 hours. In a day, 24 hours are there. So just 3 hours for a movie if I give. Remaining 21 hours, I will sit and study. Bako dhyanam, concentration like a crane. And I agree. What I do? I go with my friend. Go to friend. And we think that the movie is only for 3 hours. But actually it is not. What happens? To plan for a movie, couple of hours before we have to plan. We need to arrange for a ticket. We need to arrange how we go. Then there is a travel time to reach the theatre, movie theatre. So then we go, then we watch the movie. It's very glamorous, very colorful, and so many different love stories, that story, these emotions, these feelings. And we watch with a lot of excitement. And after all the excitement, we come back again. We need to drive back or take a bus, rickshaw, cab, whatever. And finally we come back. So movie may be 2.5 or 3 hours, but journey, that, this, everything, another 2 hours. So almost it becomes 5 to 6 hours, half a day is gone. Even if 6 hours is gone, but when you come back, you cannot open the book and study. When you open the book, what happens? Kuch kuch hota hai. So when you open the book also, that songs keep murmuring in the ears, and in the mind is always thinking the hero, heroine, that friend, he did this, he did that, the music, the dance, different varieties of emotions. So we get stuck with these things, and not only friends, not only 3 hours, 6 hours, half a day, and whole day gets wasted. And can you imagine with this mindset, when I open the book, can I read? Can I focus on mathematics, which is full of logic? Can we focus on physics or chemistry or accounts, whatever subject you take? Not easy to focus. So that is why we need to be like crane. So we'll continue in the next episode. Thank you very much.